Welcome back to Catholic Lunch Break, the weekly program where we update all things Catholic in the greater Houston area. My name is Wyatt Goolsby. I'm the executive director of this radio station, KSHJ AM 1430. Here on the show, we like to highlight the importance of Catholic education, and not just for kids, but for adults who also want to earn degrees in theology, for example. Forbes recently recognized a Catholic university for its remote programs, and it's called Catholic Distance University. So to give us a better understanding of Catholic Distance University, or CDU, we welcome the university's president to our studio, Dr. Maria Sophia Aguirre. She took over the role as president in July of last year. Dr. Aguirre, welcome in. Congratulations on your relatively new role as president. Thanks for coming in and joining us.
Thank you very much for having us. It's really a pleasure to be here.
Catholic Distance University is headquartered in West Virginia, but we're blessed that you and some of the other employees are actually here in Houston. Why Houston?
Well, it's the best place to be. After 30 years in the North, I fell in love with Houston, so here I am. But in addition to that, we serve a lot of people in the area. A Catholic Distance University headquarters is in West Virginia, but we are an only online university. In fact, the pioneers as Catholic universities online. We began 40 years ago, and we were one of the first institutions to jump into the online space. But we serve quite a bit of people here in the area.
And I imagine that's growing.
Only growing, especially among the Spanish population. Among other things that we have, we launched this year only in Spanish degree on an AA in social teachings of the church. And we will be launching in the fall a master's degree in theology with a concentration in social teaching of the church in Spanish. Right now we are offering it in English.
And like you see, that's so important to a growing Hispanic population, especially here in the greater Houston area. I imagine that part of your job is simply informing people about CDU, explaining that you're an online university. In many cases, people who have never even heard of the university, even though, like you said, it's been around now for 4 decades. So just explain it to me again for people who may not know, what is Catholic Distance University?
Okay, Catholic Distance University is the only Catholic fully online university and fully accredited at this point. We are accredited by ATS, which is the Association of Theological Colleges, as well as the Higher Learning Commissioner, which is the same accreditation of the University of Chicago, Notre Dame, DePaul, Northwestern. The Catholic University's mission is to communicate the heart and the mind of the church. We have done this for 40 years in an excellent way. What is proper or unique about Catholic Distance University is that we have an online program that is rigorous, person-centered, even though we are online, and faithful to the teachings of the church. Until now, we have been one department, one school university has been only offering theology. Beginning on the fall, we will be diversifying thematically and geographically, addressing topics or fields that are especially relevant for today's society, impactful, and where there is a great need for bring that Christian anthropology back. So we will be focusing on liberal arts education for masters, for teachers in schools. We will be focusing on AI, virtual reality, and big data design. It will be a technical degree, but deeply rooted in a Christian anthropology. We want to become leaders in the discussion because there's a great need for this.
That's so interesting that a Catholic university like that has so many theology programs can also offer something like AI, and it seems so relevant in this day and age.
Correct. That's the idea. Our path for growth will concentrate on fields like education. There's a great need of teachers who are deeply rooted in a liberal education tradition based on an understanding of a Christian anthropology, a clear understanding of Christian anthropology. And so we want to fill that gap, that need, that is so urgent today as schools are looking for this type of training in their teachers and they don't find it. And finally, we will be launching also in the fall, not only a BA in liberal arts, but also a master's on ecclesial administration and management.
Okay. So quite a bit going on just here in 2024. You guys definitely keeping yourselves busy and offering more things to students, not only in the United States, but internationally as well. I have to ask you, you yourself were a tenured faculty member at Catholic University of America before you went to Catholic Distance University. You have 30 years of teaching, research experience. What was it about this position that intrigued you, made you want to be in a leadership position with Catholic Distance University?
Well, you're right. It has been quite a change. And when they called me the first time, I said, I'm not your person. I'm an economist who does research and economic development in brick and mortar. But the response was, please pray about it. And when I prayed, what I saw was the great potential that this university has and the great capacity to do a lot of good, to offer programs that are, again, rigorous, person-centered, and faithful to the teachings of the church in a variety of fields, and to reach people that otherwise will not have access. And we have very competitive prices. So really we can reach so many, not only in the United States, but around the world.
And so, like I said, students from across the country, internationally as well. Tell me more about how remote learning works as opposed to learning in a typical classroom on one specific campus.
Well, this is fascinating. On learning, what it does and online is provides a flexibility of a schedule, right? It also has a way of engaging that is personal in the model we use, is personal, but does not require synchronicity necessarily, right? So you can do it asynchronic. There is a lot of capacity of dialogue that takes place through communications, writing communications. And also you have classes, readings, discussions online. So what happens is many students do it because it's flexible with their work, right? They're looking for masters where they can access at any time that they can adjust it, right? And then at the same time, you have younger people who, for any reason, right, maybe multiple reasons, cannot be on campus, right? Or they can be at a campus, but they don't have the rigorosity or the person center or the deep Christian roots in the degrees that they are offered. So it is a very engaging way of learning. I have to say, I learn this every day coming from brick and mortar. One thing that is really, you asked me, why am I here? One thing that I discovered at Catholic Distance University is that my predecessors, Dr. Marianne Mount, who designed this methodology, managed to avoid the risk that many online university has fallen into, either because it's a massive production. We only have small classes with a unique course every time we offer. We just don't tape and repeat. And therefore it's very engaging and personal. And then at the same time, it's not either so anonymous. It's really person-centered. It's really engaging the minds and the hearts of each of the students and the students across themselves. Let me give you a little story. I think that sometimes those things help. I was at the first graduation for the university this past November, and we arrived there, and I always laugh, but it was, the Swiss was 45 minutes earlier, and then this other student from Africa arrived right on the mark, cultures, right? And so for me, it was beautiful to see. She arrived, sat next to the Swiss, and the Swiss look at her, and they never seen each other. And he goes, Maria, and she says, John, right? I mean, for me here it is, exhibit one, right, of how personal, really personal is and engaging is our education, even though it's online. It's possible. And I really think that we can, in a time where so many universities are forgetting who they are, I think Catholic Distance University is soon to become, by the way, Catholic International University. We are changing our name to reflect the reality of our new projections. We can forge a path and show how we can do in a university of the future. Online is the future, whether we like it or not, especially in developing countries. You see that already happening, like in any other technology. So we can, leave out this idea of the university, right? The Cor de Ecclesia, Constitution for Catholic Universities. We can, bring light to that where it's being forgotten.
If you're just now joining us, you are listening to Catholic Lunch Break, the program where we catch up with all things Catholic in the greater Houston area. We're talking with Dr. Maria Sophia Aguirre, the president of Catholic Distance University. This is Wyatt Goolsby, the executive director of this radio station, KSHJ, talking more about the university now. And Dr. Aguirre, I do want to ask you, because when you joined as the president, you'd mentioned that they had asked you, pray about this, pray about accepting the job. Did you pray, and how has that helped you to make the decision to be here? And do you feel like being here is being the president is an opportunity to grow in your own faith?
I have to say, absolutely yes. Yes, as I said no. And I remember Dr. Miriam Mount said, I told them you were going to tell me no, but they asked me to tell you to pray. And when I pray, as I said, what I saw was the potential that this university can have, the great good that it can do, the great service it can bring to the church and to the world. And absolutely, every day that passes, in the past 6 months I've been now in the job, I give thanks to God and I see His work, right? His ways are not always our ways, but they are always great ways.
I would be remiss if I didn't mention, we've been talking about all these programs that Catholic Distance University offers for adults, but I would be remiss if I didn't mention you also have some early education programs as well.
Yes.
Tell me about the age range for that, and how do you find the people that might be a younger age that would be good for a program like that?
Okay, thank you for that question. Yes, we have what we call the early college program, and this is geared for juniors and seniors. At a time where many schools have had to stop offering the APs for ideologies, etc., we can be a great alternative where you can get honor-level courses that you can transfer, because we are fully accredited, to your universities where you decide to go, if you decide to go in person. And we can offer you general education courses, solid theologies, solid philosophies, really meaningful histories, political science, psychology, economics, where you will have this solid foundation, right? And then go to the schools that you want to go. So who are our clients? Well, schools can be. In fact, already we are discussing this matter with several schools who are interested on joining our efforts with us to replace the APs. Homeschoolers. We already are working, and we are signed, in fact, some agreements with a network of homeschoolers, and also charter schools. That's another area that they have shown interest in working with us, right? With the possibility of offering students college-level courses, again, at a very reasonable price, affordable, and yet quality. And I mean, the way I see it is we can preempt, right? We can prepare those youngsters to be ready to face whatever they need to face, because they will have their faith in place, their philosophies in place, their general education in place.
Well, following up on that, Dr. Aguirre, how important in general is Catholic education in the world that we live in?
Well, this is something I always say. We have what the people need and want. And we need to spread more the word of the world needs our education, because we need a human, Christian-based education to allow people to really flourish. And unfortunately, many youngsters today, when they get to the university, they find confusion, no clarity. So is extremely important, Catholic University, to bring this humanity. As we know, Catholic universities are always been known for not only their sciences, but especially for the liberal arts education, theology. And so that is a huge contribution to humanity that we have done throughout the centuries. And I think especially today in an age of technology is especially needed.
Sure. So interesting to hear about Catholic Distance University. For people who want to learn more, tell me the website and what can they do?
Okay, so if you are interested in our programs, you can go to our web, which is www.cdu.edu. For now,
okay.
Stay tuned, or just search for Catholic Distance University. You will go to online and contact us. We have all the contact information, and we will follow up.
Excellent. Very good. Well, we will continue to follow the developments with Catholic Distance University, soon to be Catholic International University.
Correct.
Very good. Well, congratulations again to you in your new position and to the continued growth of the university. Dr. Maria Sophia Aguirre, President of Catholic Distance University, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you for having us.